What's up, Extra Butter listeners? On today's episode, we kick off, and yes, I say kick off, the football series. Football's popping everywhere. College football kicked off last week. NFL football kicking off this week. For you guys, it would be last week here, as it would be the next Friday. But we talk about football. We wanted to watch football movies. We're all football guys. So we kick things off with Jerry Maguire. It is a football movie. Argue with a wall. Look up any list of football movies, top of all time. Jerry Maguire is going to be in there. A 1996 rom-com. Yep, rom-com. It's a football movie. Something a little bit different, and we spun the wheel to find that one at the end of the last pod, so always make sure to stick around for that. I also saw Screen Unseen this weekend, rated R, or I guess last Monday, not this weekend. Rated R film, comedy, rom-com, shocker, back-to-back rom-coms for your boy. Critter and I run the two-man show today, as we should. We'd talk about Texas and Notre Dame football, and the previews we gave you last week might have ended up being incorrect. So we dive into a little bit about that. We talk about Philadelphia Eagle football, the 1-0 football team, and we've always got our gears to grind. We always have our Oscars to give out. So excited for another good episode to kick off this football series. Make sure to go listen to every episode on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music, and drop us a follow on Instagram for what's to come next. What's already happened, episodes you might want to listen to that you hadn't seen before, and everything that is to come up next on Extra Butter Podcast. We're also live on X, the Everything app. Everything happens on X, where you are the media. Guys, excited for a two-man game with Critter Bugs. Jerry Maguire, Critter, roll the tape.
Extra butter on the corn for me. Extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee, but it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.
This is episode 21, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got another two-man show. It's me, it's Critter Bugs. Geese and Trav can't be here tonight. And probably the two guys that should be here the most are here to just kick things off with Texas and Notre Dame football. Probably or significantly a bolder prediction out of myself with Texas kicking the doors off of Ohio State. They did not do that. Texas has not won the football game. 14-7 defeat on the road. Arch didn't look good. No reason to hit the panic button yet. Got 3 winnable games coming up that are, not very good football programs in terms of, I wouldn't want to say not good football programs in general, but when it comes to playing against the top ranked teams in FCS or FBS football, San Jose State and a couple other schools that, don't necessarily belong in that game. Now, if it's not get right games, we'll find out, but I'm not going to hit the panic button yet. But 14-7 loss on the road after saying we're going to put up 30 is tough luck.
Yeah, I guess I did a little bit of foreshadowing saying Notre Dame hasn't won in forever. But, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, my quarterback looked a little bit better than Arch did. So that's the only thing I could really take away from it, because what I wish they would have done is just unleash the kid. I get that you're trying to get him in the flow and they just did too many of those screen passes, and then eventually that's one screen pass costed them. Basically, they lost by 3, and I think they got a field goal off that interception. So again, they got Texas A&M, but they do have a bye week this week, and I think that it's pretty good scheduling, because now you have a week to kind of let that loss go away and then come back in and get the home opener against Texas A&M, which isn't going to be easy, but I was a little worried at first, and I was like, oh, we got a bye week, so we have 2 weeks to prepare for Texas A&M. So, and then we got Purdue at Arkansas, Boise State, and then the game I'm going to against NC State. And that'll be a blast.
Both games, I mean, both teams' first halves offensively were just dead. Like, zero creativity. Sark is a pretty damn good play caller, and I've been watching Texas football for a long time, and he's been there for, quite a few years now, 3 or 4 years. Got his guys in. We talked about having both teams having their guys in. I know we did the same thing about Miami, but just very mundane, no motion, not a whole lot of creativity. Now I know, granted, something that we didn't talk about, something I obviously forgot about before kickoff, was Matt Patricia being a 3-time Super Bowl champion, now coming down to Ohio State and calling a defense is for a kid that's never started a road football game in college. Going to the shoe, defending champs, and Matt Patricia's defense, I'm sure gave them quite a bit of fits. When the game started and I saw that, I was like, fuck. Like, I completely
Didn't
forgot
know
about that. But just felt very boring. The Arch didn't help them out at all. They ran the ball well. The defense played really well. There's a lot of good takeaways, and I think they'll be fine. San Jose State, UTEP, and Sam Houston all at home before going to the Swamp. But I think Notre Dame. I mean, you look at the Boise State game. They got absolutely shithoused by, I can't even remember who they played.
USF.
USF, yeah. Not to take anything away from Notre Dame, but in terms of their schedule, I mean, A&M, they got Arkansas. I actually watched them play because I bet them to cover, and they did. Arkansas SEC team, quarterback definitely athletic. They've got some good receivers. They're going to be decent, but I think Notre Dame's schedule isn't quite not quite as crazy as it's good for them.
Which is it's why it was nice to. I wish we could have gotten the dub, obviously, but going down there losing by 3 opening weekend, like, it's not quite a scratch, but it will be if Miami continues to win football games. That loss isn't going to look very bad at all, especially, honestly, if the defense would have stood up in the end of the first half and the end of the second half, it'd be probably be a different ball game. And the screens were working early with Faison, which was nice, but then they kept going to it, and I was like, this isn't gonna last. Give it to Jay Love, and honestly, let the kid throw the football, because I knew he had the weapons outside, including Faison. But the schedule sucks. after Texas A&M, maybe Arkansas, because it's a road game against an SEC opponent. You never know, but I don't think they're worth a shit this year either.
No, they'll be better than teams you play, but I mean, my confusion is Texas falls from number 1 to number 7. I mean, that is just bullshit. I understand. Should have been
more in the top 5, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I understand they lost 14-7. Arch looked bad. The defense played great. They ran the ball well. They were 4th and goal. Quarterback sneaked short of having 14 points. They had a drive going at the end of the game. Ohio State's first touchdown, I think, was 2 or 3 automatic first down penalties on Texas's defense that got them close enough to score. I mean, that game was about as close as it could have been. And you fall to number 7. I mean, that was shocking. I don't quite understand that. All these other teams above them outside of Miami.
I don't like that. LSU jump is probably the most crazy to me.
I mean, my Penn State was already
spots
up there. LSU beat a team ranked higher than them, so that understandable. Georgia Fish beat Marshall and they didn't cover. Oregon, I don't know who they played. They probably stunk. I can't remember. I know I had eyes on that game. But for Texas to lose on the road to the defending national champions, who are currently ranked number 1 in the nation, to fall from 1 to 7 just feels.
They should be like trash. Right here.
Yeah, and Miami, Penn State. It's tough. Oregon maybe is the team I've got a little bit of a bone to pick with there. I mean, you can't argue. Georgia didn't beat anybody, but they were already up there. You can't drop them. But I don't know. Texas falling to 7 something. But we'll see. I mean, I know this will come out next week, but but we'll have a couple games. I know you're on a bye, but Texas does play tomorrow morning, so I will watch that game. They're only like 35 or 36.5 point favorites over San Jose State at home. That feels like an absolute hammer. So we'll be taking a look at that. But college football is back. We were wrong, but should be good seasons moving forward here. NFL football is also back last night. For you guys, it will be this following week. But the Philadelphia Eagles have the most wins in the National Football League already. Starting the season off 1-0, not necessarily the way you want to start a football game. Losing our fullback on the first play of the game to a season-ending injury, a patella tendon tear, special teams guy. Ben Van Sumeren, who made the team as a running back but plays linebacker, special teams fullback. Literally opening kickoff goes down with a torn patella tendon. You got to feel for that guy. And as a fan, it's a guy that is, if you're a football fan and you're watching that game, it's a nobody to a guy who follows the Eagles pretty heavily. He's on all 4 special teams. He's a fullback. Like he's a guy who made the roster because he plays a pretty important part on all 4 phases. So that sucks. And then, immediately as he's getting carted off the field, our best player on defense gets kicked out of the game for spitting on Dak Prescott. So you talk about a horrible way to start a season in a football game. You can't draw it up any better than that. Now, it's hard to win in the National Football League. Winning a football game, the defense didn't look great. Neither defenses looked great, but nobody really scored in the second half. I don't know if any points were scored in the second half. But to solve that problem, I know there were some drops, and we could talk about this or that or the other. Coming out 1-0, losing literally our most important player on defense, it feels pretty good. Now you guys get the season off against the Lions, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's Sunday, like 2:00 or something, our time. But yeah, I'm excited. I know Micah's dealing with a back injury, which happy to have him, but I also a little wary to just send him out there if it's going to get worse. But again, I don't know shit about it. I know it's a lower back deal, and if they're like, yeah, if he just injects it, he'll be all right, and eventually he'll be good. But I also don't want him to rush it either. So we'll see how that all pans out. Again, it's week 1, so
a lot of media I consume in the sports world. A lot of people have the Packers winning the Super Bowl. I
don't know how. Yeah, I saw like a Madden simulation. I was like, all right, come on.
I have a personal side bet with Geese and Trav for no reason. $100 friendly bet. Trav has the Vikings winning the North. Geese has the Bears winning the North. I've got the Packers. I don't know how I got looped in, but I told them both I thought Green Bay was going to win, and then they challenged me to a bet, and I'll take it.
That's like an even bet. Like that's better than the sports book.
Yeah, and if the Lions win, we're putting 300 on black or red, and we're going from there.
There you go, heading up to Blackhawk.
Yeah, we'll see, but yeah, a lot of people on Green Bay, but happy to start the season 1-0. Interested on your takes on Thursday Night Football. As a fan, right? So when the Eagles play on Thursday night, it's cool because you get to your game faster. But I I would prefer the Eagles to play at noon, or for us 11 on Sunday every week. Like Thursday Night Football is cool, your team plays, but then you have the whole weekend of it's already over. Not a whole lot. I mean, I look forward to watching the games on Sunday, but I want to watch the games and then turn the Eagles game on.
I think 2:00. 2:00 is my sweet spot. 11:00 is okay.
Yeah.
But hell, if you have a good Saturday night, 11:00 ain't too hot. You might be rolling out of bed around that time. Whereas like that 2:00 time frame, or even Sunday Night Football, I guess. But even then, you're sitting there all day Sunday. You're just like chomping at the bit, waiting for the damn game, and then it finally gets there. But I think 2:00 is my sweet spot on Sundays. Well, the Packers have the Lions, and then they turn around and play the Commanders on Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football, that's what I'm saying. Like, it sucks. It's short weeks.
Just, yeah.
I guess if you're going to play, having it week 1 is perfect.
Yeah, week 1's fine. Yeah, because then they're going to have, like, an extra 2 days of rest, whereas, like, during the season, it's not the same football you're going to watch on a Sunday. Because sometimes it's slugfest, sometimes it's literally no one can stop anybody.
When you don't want to play a good team. Like, the Commanders are a good team. You don't want a good team. I mean, I know we played Dallas.
And I know they don't want to face us either.
Yeah. Like, you don't want to have to play a good team on Thursday night, and it's prime time, so it's never going to be, typically they're going to put some good teams out. Not always, but you're not getting a good product, and you don't want to go out there on a Thursday playing against a good team because it's a toss-up. Doesn't matter who you play, it's a toss-up because it's, you play on Sunday and you're back to work Monday. You got a couple of days of preparation and you're rolling back out on Thursday. It's just I don't love it, but especially as a fan, it's like you lose the weekend. Now, your point of Sunday Night Football, I love when the Eagles play Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, it's just like you're just sitting there just like come on.
When Kerry comes on, that shit just fires me up, dude. Like you wait all day, you're when Kerry gets going, I'm up and I'm ready to go. Like Kerry Underwood does an incredible job, but just that song in general, like, just gets me going. I fucking love Sunday Night Football. even when we're not playing, but when we are playing, that song is just like, because I'll listen. I got a little pregame ritual of Just Wanna Rock by Uzi Vert. Blow the Whistle. I don't know who that song's by, but Gilly
Yeah.
got that one going. And then I'll listen to John Mellencamp's Hurt So Good. All three of those songs before kickoff, throw the jersey on and ready to roll. But when Carrie comes on, it's like I get that fourth song, and it just feels like she's talking about like it's Philly time. So I don't give a shit who we're playing. But yeah, Sunday Night Football is different. Monday night sucks.
Yeah, Monday night.
You
Monday
go
night.
through your whole weekend, and then you still don't get a chance to watch them play, and you got to go to work.
Got to go to work, and then yeah.
I mean, you got something to look forward to on a Monday because Mondays aren't great, but it's that one's the second worst to me. I think Thursday might be the worst. You get to your game faster, but then you got a longer wait to get back to them.
Yeah, no, once we brought up Monday, I forgot about Monday.
Monday's bad.
I think I would rather have Monday than a Thursday, though, because you still almost have a damn near a week for your team to prepare. So, yeah, Thursdays are just. But yeah, that song, and it's like, you get the Sunday scaries at when that 2:00 witching hour, whatever, commences, and then you're like, oh God, work's coming up, and then you get a little jolt from Carrie at the end of the night, regardless if your team's playing or not.
Yep.
Especially if you got fantasy football.
Wind down, bet some touchdowns. You got your fantasy football games on the line. So, glad
all wide receiver out. Xavier Worthy is out for the rest of the game.
All football is back. Excited to get going. Excited for the first Sunday. We got more college tomorrow. So pumped about that. Got back in the theater this week. Chelsea's first screen unseen movie on Monday, rated R. I wanted it to be The Long Walk. I don't know if you've seen that preview, but it's I think it's a
kind of like Squid Games-esque in a way.
Yeah, I think it's a Stephen King book. It wasn't The Long Walk. It started, and I was like, I looked at Chelsea. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And then I saw a guy, and I was like, okay, I have seen this preview. The preview was interesting. I don't know if I would have gone to see the movie if it wasn't for Screen Unseen, but it was called The Threesome. So the movie this week was called The Threesome. A rated R film. Actually had the guy from one of the guys from I Know What You Did Last Summer in it. I was like, God, I feel like I know who that person is. But starring Ruby Cruz, Zoe Dutch, and Jonah Howard King were the threesome, I guess I should say. And then you had some other people involved. The movie was very good. It's not the best movie of all time. I don't think the lead guy, he didn't do it for me. I thought Zoe Dutch did a nice job. Ruby Cruz did well. I thought the whole cast was pretty good. The main guy just, for me personally, doesn't necessarily, wasn't quite the best, but the movie was pretty good. What a wild situation it would be if it was real life. Essentially, the threesome is exactly what it sounds like. He's chasing one of the girls. They used to work together. They're more friend zone than they are, together. He's been trying to get with her forever. Goes and sits down with a girl at the restaurant that he goes back to because his roommate works there still, and he used to. And so she's, off doing her job, just whatever. And he goes and sits down with this other girl. And then that, the girl he wants gets jealous. They get going, having some drinks, get back to the crib, and they have a threesome. Right, that's the plot. Gets both girls pregnant, and then that's when they get pregnant from the same guy. They're due around the same time. That's the plot. I mean, it is like a wild scenario. So when I saw the preview, I saw it once, and I was like, God, that kind of looks interesting. And I forgot about it, and then it started, and I was like, okay, I think this will be something I want to watch, and it was good. Rom-com drama. Twists that you don't kind of expect, but it's just a crazy real life situation that would probably be handled a lot differently if it was in real life. But it's a good movie. I mean, if you're looking for an easy like rom-com watch, 1,000% worth your time, because you don't have to go to the theaters to watch it. It's not a movie like that. Definitely promote you to do so. If it's like there's nothing else out you want to see, you got not shit going on the weekend, it's you're gonna enjoy it. But yeah, it's quite the plot and quite the wild situation you'd be if it was real life.
I'm curious that was probably like the most ideal first time screen unseen for Chelsea.
Yeah, I thought that too, because I kept saying I wanted it to be the long walk, and she's like, I don't want it to be the long walk. It's scary. I'm like, it's not scary. It's like a thriller, but like, yeah, people are gonna die.
Yeah.
So when it started and I didn't know what it was, I was like, okay, we're in for something. And I saw it and I was like, I looked at her. I'm like, okay, like, and she's not going to the next one on September 15th coming up, but it definitely was one. It could have been her last, but I think it delivered well enough for a first time viewer. But yeah, the threesome would recommend. Definitely a good movie.
So how does that work? Does she also have to get like the premium, or do you get like a +1?
No, I just get the ticket and then I just add 2, so I pay for the second one.
Oh, okay. So you can technically buy the ticket.
Yeah,
if
so
you didn't
on
have
your
a
app,
membership. Okay.
yeah, you just click +1 on an adult instead of like you don't have to click anything when you do it. You just reserve it.
Okay.
And you check mark, and then if you add one, it costs money. But the screen unseens are all half price tickets anyway because it's you don't know what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So it's like $7.75.
Okay. I thought that was like only for the premium membership access. So I didn't know if you had to like get her that also. So that's pretty cool. I just don't know if we're going to go to the AMC that we have in Fort Collins because it looks pretty dark and not very good, well kept.
Yeah, we're actually we're moving about 10, 12 minutes up the street in about a month. And it's still going to be – it won't be as close as this one, but I think I'll still go to this theater because it's an AMC 24 theaters. It's got to be the biggest one around, and it's a pretty nice one. So at least we're not going too far because I do like it. There's probably another one. I'll have to look, but I still want to come back to this one. But, yeah, not too tough to add a ticket on there. I've been eager since I talked about the Eagles to roll into my gear to grind. I know you've got one too, but my gear to grind this week is with NBC coverage of football games because we wanted to mock up Jalen Carter to be the biggest scumbag on planet Earth. He spits on Dak. He gets kicked out of the game. We know his past. He's been a guy who's been getting drugged through the mud for a while. He's a guy that you love to have on your team. You probably hate him if he's not on your team. Very similar to Draymond Green in the NBA. There's been a lot of players like that, but he's a game wrecker. He gets tossed for spitting on Dak. Didn't hit him in the face. Again, I'm not saying what he did was right. It was a bonehead play. Almost cost us the game because they would not have been able to run the football on us if he was playing. But my gear to grind is with NBC because we wait 3 hours. We go through a lightning delay, and we come back, and it's past midnight on the East Coast watching this game. And then we get an extra little clip of Dak spitting towards Jalen Carter and kind of enticing him. Now,
we had a whole rain delay to figure this out.
Yeah, and we just don't release that footage. We had it. We had it. And Jalen Carter looks like this complete piece of shit. And Dak spits at him, gets up laughing, And I think I will say, to Dak's credit, I saw his post-game interview, and I think the way he described it, now he didn't say he was spitting at him or anything. He had to spit. He's like, I spit hundreds of times a game. I spit over Booker's shoulder.
No, he's just probably spitting to look like a hard ass, in my opinion. But
yeah, and like you don't want smoke with Jalen Carter.
No.
And he knew. I mean, he didn't want smoke in that moment, but he didn't want to smoke for 60 minutes. So I mean, if you're thinking about it, not a bad move to get him kicked out of the game. But I thought Dak did carry himself well in the post-game interview, talking about, I wasn't spitting at him. He must have taken it that way. Hate to see a guy like that get, he's been in camp, wants to get after somebody else, and then, finds himself getting kicked out of the game. I think the way he talked about it, I did respect. But NBC, man, like, you got to show the whole fucking product. You can't just show us Jalen Carter spitting on him and then never going back to the fact that Dak was also involved. They were definitely jawing at one another. Jalen was significantly across the line of scrimmage. I don't know what he's doing. That's just who he is. He's been a head case since we've got him, but he plays good football. But yeah, we got to show the whole story here. This guy, I mean, what Dak did was not as bad.
No,
but there was.
But it was initiated.
Yeah, I mean, come on. So,
well, wasn't it suspended? Like in the third quarter too.
Yeah, like 4.
So they could have even said this at halftime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that. Yeah, they're probably like covering their ass because people were probably like, well, why didn't you guys say anything about it at halftime? Like, do you not see the internet? Yeah. And then that's why they started, what great, the game's suspended. Now we can cover our asses a little bit. But, I mean, again, you can't, like, if he did it maybe to a running back, might have gone under the radar a little bit. Doing it to the quarterback is just, their eyes are just glued to the quarterback, whether it's your quarterback or the other.
In the opposing team's huddle. Like, he was in the fucking huddle. Like, the game hadn't even started yet. It wasn't even like getting up from a tackle. Like, the most obvious place to do it. There's a guy getting carted off the field. Nothing's happening on the field. So, I mean, it was just a bonehead mistake. I really hope to God he doesn't get suspended. Give him a fine and let's play football. But if he gets suspended, we got a couple. I mean, we've got Kansas City, Tampa Bay, and the Rams coming up. So, I mean, we won the Super Bowl. We got first in the division. You're not going to have an easy schedule anyway, but you don't want to lose a guy like that for multiple games. So we've already lost him for one. If he's out for even 2 more games, we're staring down the barrel of a couple tough ones to win.
Yeah, I'd be pretty excited when he does come back, though. Hopefully it's for your case, it is next week. But I think if it's next week, if there's a sack bet out there, I've never bet sacks, but I would possibly even bet. I might think about 2 sacks. Thinking he's going to be an absolute dog that day because he didn't even get to play last week.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's like, he's laughing walking off the field. Like, he's a guy you want because he's nuts. I mean, he's absolutely nuts. Shout out Big Dom getting him off the field.
Yeah, I saw Big Dom getting him off the field. I was laughing.
Yeah, got him out of there. But no, we're at Kansas. We're at Arrowhead next week. So, I mean, 2 sacks would be something, but 1, I mean, he's a tough guy to get to, but I mean, if that he's going to come back like a bat out of hell.
Yeah.
So,
but he did hurt my quarterback too last year in Sao Paulo. Yeah. Basically a year ago today. But again, we both talked after that. It wasn't dirty. It was just Jordan was just trying to make a play when we really didn't need to. Like, we just probably take the L and move on.
Yeah, and he's a guy. Jalen Carter's a guy that, if you have an excuse if you have a guy who you can just say, oh, he's dirty, he's an easy target. But he really doesn't. I mean, he's done some shit like spitting on the opposing team's quarterback before the game starts and getting kicked out. But he really doesn't play dirty. He doesn't. I mean, he's gotten a couple hands to the face and he's never thrown punches out. I mean, he's not an Ndamukong Suh type of player, and I love Ndamukong Suh to death, and I think you need guys like that, but I don't think he does quite that level of of dirty play. So I don't know. Gear to Grind though is definitely with NBC because we got to show the whole story. That was bullshit, and we were at home. So just because we're America's team, don't fucking hide the fact that Dak was also involved in this altercation.
Mm-hmm.
Show the whole story.
Jerry was just like, he was probably smiling ear to ear, like, "Oh, Micah trade was all the best thing I've ever did," and thinking, especially like during the beginning. I'm sure then you guys just kept running down their throat, and that shut Jerry up in a hurry. So, yeah, it was all in all a good game. The outcome, I thought it would be worse in your guys' favor, but it is first week of the season. Win's a win.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on to Kansas City.
Yep.
Well, you got a Gear to Grind for us?
Yeah, again, we're sticking to football basically, but really it's probably going to apply to sports in general because Lindsay's like got home, getting ready to eat dinner, getting ready for the pod, and she's like, I'm ready to watch. I want to turn on the football game. And I was like, all right. I go to my normal like cable stuff and looking, and I'm like, wait a second. NBC was last night. It isn't ESPN because that's Monday Night Football. It isn't Fox or CBS. Maybe Amazon Prime. And then I look on the ESPN app. It says YouTube. I was like, good Lord. And I forgot. Like, I think Netflix has a game on Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. Just all of the streaming sites. Just, I get it. Everybody's trying to get a little piece of the pie. But we need to kick some people out, NFL. We need to give this person's piece of the pie to this person if they're going to pay more money, not, oh, you get this piece, you get Christmas, you get this just to keep everybody happy. Like, I'd say max three streaming sites, whether it's Fox and CBS and then, well, I guess maybe 4, NBC, and then maybe throw Netflix in there. But now you're going to have to have Peacock, I'm pretty sure, for a game. maybe not, but
I watched it on Peacock last night because they got NBC.
yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you're gonna have to have NBC, Fox, CBS. I don't know what the YouTube situation is during the year, but I'm guessing around Christmas time there's going to be a YouTube game again. There's going to be a Netflix game. I think ESPN even has a Super Bowl this year. So
Yeah.
just too
Well,
many streaming sites. And
the NFL is too big to do it, but the way that Dana White did the deal with Paramount, I mean, that is exactly what you'd hope for in the NFL. It's like they can't do it; they're too big. They're on local TV channels,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know. And I know that's a pay-per-view industry, but to have Paramount just have it all now just makes life so much easier. Like if the NFL just say, hey, we're going to just roll with Netflix, and then all the games are like there, or they're all on YouTube, like that would be so much more convenient. But they're too big. They're on local channels. Like they got the live cable channels. And we'll never get that. But the way that Dana White has it now is, I guess we could, but
it would be like when we're 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot on a banana peel, basically, is when that might happen.
Yeah, because I think the deal with UFC was like $20 billion. So God only knows what the deal with the NFL would have to be.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because you don't have to worry. I think it's just Paramount Plus, isn't it? Period.
Yeah. Everything, all the pay-per-views. So, I agree. It's a pain in the ass, and also it's like the opening game on Thursday Night Football is always on NBC, which is nice, and then the next week it's going to be on Prime. It's like it's just so, and you can't.
I wish it would just been on Prime last night. Just did it.
Yeah. But like you can't even like a lot of times, depending on where you live, you can't even just go to a bar to watch it because they don't have it.
Yeah.
They don't just have Twitch pulled up on TV to watch the Amazon Prime game. Like, it's just ridiculous. You can't even go to a bar and watch the game. If you don't have the service, they don't either. Like some bars do, depending on where you live, but like, it's a pain in the ass.
I'm curious what's going to happen if, like, when they do it some other time for YouTube, because today it's free. Like, are they always going to be free on YouTube, or are they going to be like premium only? Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard from somebody, and I haven't looked into it. One of the guys I work with said that because last year I know because the NFL ticket you can get on YouTube TV, but you still have to pay the monthly YouTube TV subscription fees. Somebody at work told me this year you can just buy the ticket and not have to have the YouTube TV subscription. I haven't looked into it. If that's the case, that would be fine. I think that's a better way to do it. But if you have to have YouTube TV and you're paying like $65 a month or whatever it is, on top of the $400 you got to pay for the ticket, it's like that's going to be $1,000 season minimum.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If they could just go to a platform and get a bag,
just their own thing. NFL Network. I don't know. They probably could do it eventually once they start getting all this money.
Yeah.
Do it themselves, which will be when we're older, when they can.
Yeah, we won't.
Like, we don't care about our parents. Oh, I want to watch it on Fox and CBS, like on my cable subscription. Yeah. Like when that's all over, maybe they'll be like, oh yeah, even the old folks know how to stream on NFL Network or some shit.
Yeah. Well, because we've talked about it's like the mega, you talk about college football, the super conference that eventually will happen because all the money. The mega streaming app is full circle back to basically cable is going to happen, and
that's what I think I about said that last night. I was at least thinking, I was like, back to cable subscriptions we go.
Yeah, it's going to happen. So I don't know, but I want to get into my Oscar here, and it goes back to the fact that guy mentioned we are moving. My Oscar this week goes to friends that help you move, because they don't want to. They don't.
No.
I don't. If you're my friend out there and you're listening, I don't want to help you move. Ever.
I get it out there now.
Times, but like they don't want to. They might make it seem like it's not a big deal, but they don't want to be there. And if you do, you're a psychopath. Nobody wants to go help somebody move. But you find the buddy with a truck that can carry the big stuff, and you find the friends that help.
I'd say that's where the Oscar goes to. If the friend's got a truck,
the buddy with the truck is definitely number one. But the people that'll bring their cars over to pack some more shit in, and the buddy with the truck that can carry the couch or the bed. I know you don't want to do it, and we're about to do it. We appreciate it, and all of you out there that have had to do it. I know you didn't want to do it either, but it goes a long way because the people moving don't want to move. It sucks. You're excited.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get your shit in there and
Then
put
you
it
gotta
all
find
together.
it all.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wait, what box was that in? And you just like
Yeah.
we're moving, and you're like, oh, there's room in this box for this, which it doesn't belong. But
And you
next thing
find
you know,
something
you're
a month later.
where's my
Like,
monitor?
yeah.
Not monitor, but just I'm looking at a monitor, but just like something that's like not associated with like your kitchen appliances or kitchen utensils, and you're like, there's space in there, and then you're sitting there like, well, where the fuck is this thing? And you open up that box a week later, and you're like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah, you find things for a month. It's like even as small as this coaster I've got here on my desk is like, you got it because the drink's going to sweat a little bit.
Yep.
This coaster, God only knows where it's going to end up by the time we get over there. And I hope we can revisit this because you take some month, you get the whole place put together. And that's my biggest, like, I can't envision what it's going to look like with all our shit in there. My wife is good at that. She'll have it figured out very fast. But are you excited to move? The answer is no. I'm happy about where we're going. I like the space, but I can't see what it's going to look like. So until it's all set up, like, I don't know. And then it'll all be good. But shout out to the friends that help you move and the buddy with the truck. That's an Oscar award for me.
So you're not giving out the Oscar to my brother for helping, are you? Matt's not part of it? Okay,
I
good.
don't know. We haven't asked him yet. But my son was like, give Matt a 24 rack and have him help. I was like, what do we want to throw
if you wake up on the right side of the bed this morning, Matt, and you want to help us out, here's a 24 pack, but I wouldn't count on him. So I'm just making sure that he's not your one friend that's helping you move.
Throw my Xbox on the back of the bike and have him yeah.
He shows up with his bike.
He's not involved yet, but I'm sure we'll see. I mean, I also think there's a point in moving where there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Like my mom's like, hey,
yes.
I'm looking to get out there. It's like, all you're going to do is take up a seat in the car that I could have more shit in. I'm like, we don't need more people. If you don't have a car that you're driving that's empty, you're just kind of a body there.
Well, and again, like I think when Lindsay and I moved in together, I think like we eventually were just like, just leave everything. Just drop the boxes where they are.
Yeah.
Because I will say my mom's done this in college. She tried to do it for this apartment, the kitchen stuff, start putting shit away. Not your kitchen. No, exactly. No. Don't just start putting shit in places where, like, oh yeah, you can tell me that the day we're moving in. Next thing you know, I'm looking for the goddamn spatula.
Yeah.
And you threw it in some random ass drawer that I do not want it in. That's the other thing. Like, I love moms. They're just trying to help, but they're definitely like over helping at that point if they're going to be starting to rearrange the kitchen and throw shit in, especially like I cook a lot and Lindsay does too. So we're pretty particular about where our shit goes.
Yeah. And it's like, where do you want this? Where do you want this? It's like, I'll do it. Like, I really appreciate it.
Like you did the heavy lifting. That's all.
I'm trying to do the living room. I don't care where the knives are going in the kitchen now,
But you will. You just want to do it yourself so you know where you fucking put it.
Yeah, exactly. But it is still good to have help. But yeah, there is a point where there's too much involved.
Yeah, I think my Oscar, I really hope I didn't do this last week. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But my Oscar is going to go to Lee Corso with the perfect fucking card that I don't know why the fuck I did not follow him. Lindsay, like, because after Notre Dame lost to Miami, I didn't want to hear it, but Lindsay goes, Lee Corso was perfect on his bets. Like, of course he was. I should have just did it.
Well, and that's something too that I would bet, and I just didn't even think of it.
Yeah.
You see the tickets, and you're like, Jesus, dude. Like, it was just like, I will bet the dumbest shit if somebody hits me up and tells me to ride, I'm in. But like that is like an easy one. Like, let's just do a Lee Corso ticket and hit. And you don't even think about doing it. And it's like I do place bets like that. I do place bets for no reason, and that would be one of them. And for whatever reason, I didn't follow. And he goes,
no.
I'm pretty sure everybody covered. Everything he picked was right.
Well, I know like his winners. So like the money lines were all right, which was still like an outrageous ticket. because Florida State was huge underdogs.
Yeah.
Miami was a little bit of an underdog, nothing crazy, but yeah, still fucking nailed it on the head. But not just that, just what I mean. Lindsay is now like literally our Saturdays. If I'm not ready to go by 7:00 in the morning to watch Lee Corso and all the game day crew, especially now that Pat McAfee's on there now, like she's all in.
We're not a big noon kickoff Fox Dave Portnoy household.
No, not yet. Probably
kinda-
not ever. I can see the clips. So
He crushed it at the shoe. He was at the shoe.
Mhm.
We came out in Michigan State singing the fight song. Wouldn't give him an OH. You know, we gave him a jersey. Talked about using his toilet paper. Like, he was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a busy guy. I mean, I feel like he's always hands on, but now he's got to be like, now he's busy. You know, he's gonna be everywhere. But yeah, I like Big Noon Kickoff. I like Game Day. I typically watch Game Day. I was watching Big Noon Kickoff because of Dave. I wanted to see
Yeah,
how that went. I tuned into Game Day for Lee's to see Lee throw a Brutus on, which I knew he was going to do.
Yeah.
You know, it
I
was
did
never
too.
going to be a Longhorn.
Part of it was like turn heel right now. That would be so epic. Throw on the Longhorn.
Yeah. Well, he was right. We lost.
Yeah, he was right.
Yeah, shout out Lee. He is an absolute college football legend. Yeah, I mean, I guess what a career he's done with.
Mhm.
So, but
literally our whole childhood, our entire lives, basically. College Game Day.
Yeah, he was electric. But a lot of football talk, and we are not stopping there because we are kicking off, pun intended, our football series. Moving into the first movie of the series. You could argue it's not a football movie. Google any top football movies list of all time. Jerry Maguire is going to be on there. A 1996 categorized rom-com based on a sports agent there. And really, honestly, based on, I think we talked about at the end of the show last week, pretty damn good one to start things off with, because I think we could have easily gotten 4 movies that would have been not the same, but pretty similar. And I think the involvement of football in this one is unique compared to a lot of the movies on the list. I had never seen it. I don't know if you had ever seen it. But you know, if you got a summary for us, I know our 2 summary guys are gone. If you want to try to wing one, would love it, but not also down to dive into it because I had never seen this movie.
Yeah, no, essentially it's just like a sports agent, which was all the sports, but his 2 main clients are football stars. One is in the league, one is up and coming in the league, which is Jerry O'Connell, our podcast favorite. And then, he writes, essentially kind of writes a memo, thinks it's all good. Then he's out on the streets, basically, on his own. And kind of has to keep himself afloat. And an accountant, I believe, she follows him into the fire because of said memo. She was inspired by it. So, it was just all in all. I've never seen it. There's parts where I was just like, kind of like, I don't know if I like this movie. And then there's parts where I was like, okay, now I'm back in. But, just like you were saying, romantic comedy, romantic drama, romantic dramedy, whatever you want to call it. But good start for the football theme.
Young Tom Cruise, love Tom Cruise. I agree with you. I like the movie. It's not one of the best movies of all time. I thought it was pretty good. Another good rom-com story, relationship story. I think there was parts in the movie where I didn't think Tom was delivering his best work. For the most part, I thought he did pretty well, but there was points where it just kind of felt a little awkward. Specifically towards the end in his kind of speech when he got back in there, and it just kind of felt like he fell short there. But yeah, I mean, he's an agent for Sports Management International, 72 clients, hockey, football, baseball, tennis, you name it.
Gymnastics, I think, was one too.
Yeah, I mean, you name it. He's got clients across the board. making bank, and you kind of get the insight, which I think for non-sports fans and really even for myself, being a diehard sports fan, like the moral compass that agents might not have. It's a
Mhm.
big money game. They get commission off of a lot of the things that they do, everything that they do in terms of contracts. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, basing it off of kind of what we're talking about in this movie, but essentially making a commission off of these contracts, representing as many people as possible, and really just a money hungry industry. Sports agents are lost. They have to go to law school. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and you kind of kick things off with a hockey player who's just getting concussed and concussed and concussed, back in the hospital, worried about, I think it was an incentive he had in his contract to play more, like 65% or something. He's in there literally
Yeah.
laying in bed, can't remember. He barely remembers his wife and kid, his agent. His wife is talking to him about, they're asking him what his name is. She's telling it to him. And then it kind of comes back. And the first thing he's thinking of is like, I got to get back on the ice.
Yeah.
And Jerry's like, the kid's like, can you stop my dad? And he's like, a damn 4x4, whatever the fuck, a 24 wheeler, 18 wheeler is not stopping your dad.
Mhm. Yep.
So it's like it was an interesting beginning to see the moral compass kind of click for Jerry.
Yeah, no, I thought the little kid
Yeah,
on his way out. Yeah, no, and that like I was saying, like that's what led to his memo. Like I think he just had I guess a come to Jesus moment and decided to write that memo. Wanted fewer clients, which I'm sure that's not what anybody in that building wants. They want more. But sometimes, like I know from being in IT, like you don't want to just add clients. Like, yeah, it sounds great, but like you're just adding stress onto whether it's the agents in this movie or just that moral compass is just going to be absolutely lost. Whereas if they have a couple clients here, a couple clients there, they might be able to keep that moral compass in check. Whereas where Jerry was at, he had all sorts of clients.
Yeah.
So he couldn't like keep track of shit and have mental check-ins with his guys.
Yeah, and you're not providing like the service that you want to each. You can't physically, provide the service to each person or each client in your case like that you want to do. And fun fact about that scene: did you know that kid was Drake Bell?
No.
Yeah, that was,
That's
that was great.
awesome.
Dude, I didn't know. I looked it up
I'm looking at fun facts, and that did not pop up
I
when I was
saw him on
doing
the
the
cast
research.
list. I'm like, who the fuck was this? Like, where was Drake Bell? And I had to Google his character's name, and the first picture comes up of him standing in the hallway looking. I'm like, no way, dude. And that's his only part of the movie. He's out of the movie after
Yeah.
that. But tells Jerry to go fuck himself, gives him the bird, and that little Drake Bell character had gotten Jerry to rethink his whole thing. And yeah, he writes the mission statement or the memo, as Dorothy calls it, over and over again, and puts it in everybody's little cubby at work.
And there was no mission statement. Mission statement is this long.
Yeah,
Not
he's
a
like,
whole book this long.
25 pages, I think it was. Talking about breakdown, breakthrough, like a lot of good memos there. And it's like, these people, they didn't buy that shit. They clap for him and stuff, and they can his ass. Less clients in that industry is less money. You're not keeping a job.
They're like, how long is that? I can't remember what actor was that. And where they're like, how long do you give him? He goes 1 week, and he goes, great memo.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man. I know he's in a lot of movies, and I can't.
Was this is like a shot in the dark here, but now I'm thinking about it. Was Bob Sugar the fucking guy in Billy Madison? Didn't he kind of look like him? Do you know who I'm talking about from Billy Madison?
His name's Jay Moore. So let's see here.
Yeah, he's not. He's not. It kind of looked like the guy in Billy Madison that was like, when he goes back to school and he's in the contest.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely not that guy. Okay, now I know you're saying, yeah, not him.
No, but yeah, the that whole mission statement didn't go very well. I thought the plane scene was cool. It's like showing two totally different lifestyles of being on an airplane. Like Jerry's up there having just a fine dining meal, and Dorothy's back
I
there with the
couldn't
kid.
believe the plate he got. I was like, what?
Yeah,
When?
yeah. And Dorothy and Ray are back
Like, could
there.
he get pretzels out here?
Dorothy and Ray are back there, yeah, looking for the free snack and whatever. She's listening on the conversation. Like she was like completely enamored by this guy from the second she saw him, and she knew him. And I think the fact that when they get off the plane, and they have that conversation, like in Ray's like grabbing their hands to do the little kid flying, kind of swinging back and forth thing. I think the fact that Jerry knew her name, like and like I don't mean just in a movie sense, but when you're in a big company like that, he's a big shot, and like you do know everybody's name, like that's the right way to do it. But like I think for her, the fact that he knew who she was just, I mean, made her fall 10 feet deeper into it. Like as soon as he recognized her, you probably don't know me, and he's like, no, Dorothy Boyd or whatever her name was, like. That, I mean, not only was she already obsessed with this guy from just listening to him talk on the plane, I'm sure she's seen him thousands of times in the office. But I think when somebody like that, a big shot, recognizes you, that's just even more of like it makes you feel good. And she fell in love with that guy. She fell in love with Jerry in 5 minutes.
That's an overstatement.
Yeah, not even 5.
Yeah, no, did he know her name? Meanwhile, my dog's okay. I thought it was like more like in the office.
No,
at the airplane. I didn't realize I guess I didn't catch that.
Yeah, when
that he knew her
they got
name
off the
in the
plane,
airport.
well, she's like freaking out about her kid, and he's gone, and he comes back, and he's like,
Okay.
"Hey, while I go look for your son, why don't you go talk to this curious young man right here?" And he's just standing in a suitcase.
Yeah, that I did like that line.
High-fiving
Like,
people.
I don't know, maybe you should go talk to him. He's just going around the luggage tray.
Yeah. Yeah, but in that scene, he did know he knew her name, so I think that
Okay.
I mean, that nailed the coffin in for her being obsessed with that guy. And then the lunch to fire him was just like kind of classic. It's like they go up, hey, we still good for lunch because he had a client. He had Rod's wife in there, Marcy, freaking out about not getting a contract, and then Bob Sugar comes in, hey, we still good for lunch, yeah, whatever. Goes to a lunch and just cans his ass for you said you wanted less clients, man. That's not the industry that we're in.
Yeah, and he's like, it's all adding up. Public place, lots of people. You don't want me to have a meltdown. And then the pursuit he's got to go to a desk phone. I know he's had a cell phone this like pretty much the whole time, but he has to wait to go back to his desk phone. And the other guy just walks out of the diner and starts making cell phone calls.
Yeah, I think
the race is on.
I think a couple things I thought of there. I think one, I think Jerry relied pretty heavily on his secretary for a lot of that shit, for numbers and stuff. And then two, like they knew they were firing him, so they had all his clients' numbers ready to fucking go because they knew as soon as they canned him, they were gonna try and take all his clients, So like they were ready to go. So he was one step late to each person. Only kept Rod Tidwell, the wide receiver that was with Jerry. Show me the money, and Jerry's like in his office just screaming, "Show me the money!"
Yeah, and that was the shitty part. He had all these lines lit up, and this guy is just giving him the runaround, just like, yeah, Jerry, just like going through all this, like playing music and bobbing up and down, and
it's like you can't afford to lose a client, but he's losing clients in the moment by being on the phone with this guy.
Yeah.
And, ends up being really the only one he's got. Now, JOC's character was Kush.
Sounds nothing like him now.
Nothing.
I was like, I could see it in his face, but then I was like, that's the same person? God damn.
Yeah, not a huge role. I mean, I love JOC, and he's on Part of My Take now. He's on everything. I mean, he's involved in our lives because of the stuff we listen to, but didn't know he's in this movie. And yeah, his voice was just, I mean, he obviously is an actor, so yeah, putting on the country twang.
That's true too.
Being able to change that is not, but I was shocked by the fact that he sounded like that. his name being Kush was pretty funny. But yeah, just losing all your clients and all your eggs end up in the basket, basically. And I know the Kush thing comes back around here, but you go through and he's just in his office, and the only guy he's got is Tidwell, and he's screaming, "Show me the money! I love black people!" Like all this shit he's having to scream, and like meanwhile, all his clients are getting taken. But it's like the one guy that believes in you, that's not going to leave you. You got to hold on to something.
Yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, show you the money.
Yeah.
No, show me the money.
Show me the
Show
money.
me the money. And it's like he's just in there just yelling.
Yeah.
And then after that, that's what he's like. He comes out, he's like, I'm sure you guys are all just waiting for me to freak out. And then he proceeds to freak out.
Yeah.
Takes the fish and all this fucking shit. Says, I'm leaving, starting a new company.
I thought that scene was pretty good, like well done by Tom. Like his fake freak out into a freak out was well done. Takes the goldfish with him, and who's coming with me? Nobody's going. His secretary's like, all right, let's get out of here. And she's like, I'm almost
getting a raise soon, so no, I'm not.
No. And of course, our girl Dorothy's the mission statement memo inspired her, and she's getting out of there. It's like,
I'm coming.
What a gamble. I mean, I think people do that for, like, I guess you can say for love or for their significant others, or like you're chasing a girl, you're chasing a guy. But for her, it's like you see her living situation, single mom, living with her sister.
Mm-hmm.
You got a job, an accountant at a it seems like a pretty damn big firm, and you're just gonna walk out with this guy. Like what a gamble you taking there. I mean, I know Jerry's name. Obviously, he had tons of clients and whatnot, but he just lost them all. And to follow him out the door, the exit speech and all that good stuff, like it is just what a gamble from Dorothy.
Well, I think I guess they did talk about it a little bit. So maybe in her thought process was like, I can always go to San Diego. Yeah. Whatever that job was in San Diego. Maybe that was just like, well, I could just do this. I'm not happy per se here. So, and I like him. So fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah. I forgot about the job in San Diego. That was definitely.
Yeah. And then the elevator scene, shout out PDA, not. Oh, just wonder what he said. Just, I think, I can't remember what it was, but it was something like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, I wonder what he said. You complete me. I was like, I guess.
Kind of get like a little joke in there because it's awkward. And she's like, no, my aunt is hearing. I know sign language. She said, you complete me. It's like, oh, that's swing and a miss on that one.
Yep.
Yeah. But then he goes to see Kush. He goes to see JOC to try to keep that client. He's going to be the number one pick. We got to have it. And you get the genuine connection out of the dad. That's like, you come to see us, we're sticking with you, Jerry. So at this point, you think Jerry's like, he's back. You got Tom Petty's Free Falling playing in the car. He's screaming the song, driving around like, we're so back.
That was the only song he knew. He was botching every other one.
Yeah. Yeah, he was literally free falling for quite some time.
That too, yeah.
But you think he's back because he's got the guy, and I think it kind of progresses pretty quickly along here, because you get to the draft and he brings Tidwell with, and at first you're kind of like, he's just dragging him through the mud, he's all about Kush, and then he walks away. He's like, I got to get back to Kush, and I thought it was hysterical when those guys walked up to Tidwell and were like, "Are you I thought you were Hootie." Like Hootie the Blowfish, like Darius Rucker. I was like, that's a good joke.
Well, yeah, and like I think wasn't she like kind of like the organizer for it? Like she's like, yeah, Tidwell's on the same floor as you. I hope he doesn't smoke or some shit like that, and probably like in a smoking room or some shit. Like I think she was like the organizer, so she wasn't doing nothing. Just kind of as like a little organizer.
Yeah. Yeah. The Hootie comment was,
that's awesome. I didn't catch that one.
Yeah. That one, asking for an autograph, asking if he's Hootie. But Rod does get some good press there. I mean, you're walking through, all the NFL teams are there. So once Cushman's kind of in his draft room, and you're walking through meeting, seeing all the different managers and owners and stuff and promoting him. I mean, I think he did Rod right there. I mean, I think their relationship was they were pretty much like best friends. Now it was a business relationship, but like that's all either one of them had was one another. Cause Rod, was living on the final year of his shitty contract and Jerry doesn't have another client. So it's like, I guess at that point he did with Kush, but like, if the relationship they had kind of felt like best friends, even though it was business, because he's trying to do right by him, but he's also you got to worry about yourself too. And Tidwell's a pain in the ass to deal with. But I felt like he got good press.
Yeah, you have to have some patience because it's just like the way he, and I think Tidwell, like, I like Tom Cruise, don't get me wrong, but I think Tidwell like quite literally made the movie.
Yeah,
because you could feel Tom or Jerry's pain every time like Tidwell would just go on an absolute roller coaster, like just like yelling at him, and like the locker room scene was one of my favorites. Just and then I already mentioned where he's just bouncing around his house, just like, give me a contract. Yeah. Like just taking up so much mental capacity of Jerry's, and just you just feel his pain. But I really think he was kind of like, in my eyes, like the star of the movie, just because of all the roller coasters he took Jerry on.
Yeah, and like neither one of them are like, Jerry's not making any money off him, and he's not making any good money. It's like they're both kind of living in hell. I mean, I know he's in the NFL, but it's like the teams don't want to pay him because he's a locker room cancer. He's a headache. And I mean, we didn't even have to see as much of his teammate. Like we saw him being a shit teammate and being a me guy, but like we saw how he probably was in the locker room just based on how he was with Jerry. It's like, dude, no wonder nobody wants to pay you. Like you are so much to handle. Like that's why you're not getting a contract. And I know they get to that point where they have it out, but yeah, Tidwell, I do think Tidwell did a pretty good job. And that actor, Cuba Gooding Jr.
He might be.
I didn't know
he's
his
on our
name.
wheel.
Yeah, I didn't know him by name, but I was like, I knew who he was. It was interesting. I didn't know him by name, but he's been in a shit ton of stuff.
Oh yeah, and he's on another movie on our wheel, and I didn't realize it. So he's on Radio, which is one of my favorites, especially of his. But I've never seen this one, so now I'm like, this one's pretty good. I kind of liked how fucking crazy he was.
I've seen Radio popping up on Netflix too. I think football season being back, we're getting a lot of these movies on streaming.
That's why I was like, this wheel's going to work pretty well, because all the streaming sites are just pumping football movies and what have you.
Well, now granted, this one, on the other hand, we had to go find elsewhere.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, like you don't have to look too far. But God, then Jerry just gets kicked down again. Like they're in the draft room. San Diego wants to draft up. We want to go to Denver. Kind of going Eli on them. We're going to Denver. Like we're Texas people, we're Western. We want to go to Denver, and he's talking about San Diego's great. And Bob Sugar's already in the mix. And like just when you think Jerry's kind of back on his feet, like he just gets stabbed in the back by the dad they signed earlier that day. Like the amount of times that Jerry kind of crashed out, for him not to completely just lose his shit.
No, you could see it in his face while he was on the phone. He was sitting there with that fucking grin. Like, he knew what was happening basically when Sugar was on the phone.
Yeah, as soon as he heard Bob Sugar and he told him like, hey, say this, say that. And he was saying it on the phone just to like act as if he was him, but like finding out that, they stole his client again. And it's like you're trying to get going with this girl, and like I don't think at this point we saw it coming. You see the Dorothy Jerry thing coming the whole way, but I don't think at this point they were at like the relationship that they get to. So for him, it's like, you're calling her back like, hey, we are going to be good. We got the number 1 draft pick. You took a chance on me. Like we're good. And then you lose them, and then you got to make that call, and get back to the one person that believed in you outside of Rod Tidwell and Dorothy. And just like realizing that you're not going to get any money. Like, we're not getting commission here. He's not with us. He didn't sign anything. And losing him, like, I just can't believe we didn't get a crash out scene. I mean, I guess you can't. Like, what are you going to do? You're not going to – they already signed a contract with Bob Sugar, so it's like you're not going to freak out on the dad.
But I did write in my notes, since now I'm part of the talking to this, but in my notes let's see here. So his dad's word, because they didn't sign a contract, his dad's word's stronger than oak.
Yeah.
But what's stronger than his word? His racism. Because that's why he's like, we signed earlier this morning when you were talking to that black fella. I was like,
yeah.
You fucking
Yeah, I mean, it was like in Texas.
Because they were just like, I mean, he just wants his son to be like his sole focus, which is fine and all, but now you're going to Bob Sugar, and that's not going to happen at all.
No. And I think that's like dad. I feel like that's like father culture. Like, maybe not everywhere, maybe not anymore, but I think it really is. It's like you want the best for your kid, and you want all the eyes on your kid. Like, I mean, it made sense. He definitely had that Southern racism in him. Came out very clear there.
Yeah.
But like, to your point, it's like the family wants all your attention on the kid, and he was, for the most part. Like, Tidwell got one trot around the lobby, and he felt like he was getting slided.
Literally. Yeah.
And the one time that he's not with Cushman, his dad signs a contract behind his back. Like, that's brutal.
Yeah, and I mean, well, and then like you see, oh look, it's Cushman on the TV again, like down there in Times Square. And meanwhile, Cushman's just like, I just want to play football, Jerry. It's like, not happening. Definitely not with Bob Sugar.
No, and you're not getting any sort of care or focus or give a shit in Bob Sugar. That's when you kind of get to the point where the hockey player absolutely changed Jerry. Like, or the hockey player's son. Like, we already knew it, but like, all his chips at this point now are on Rod Tidwell. All the chips are in on Rod Tidwell, and he just goes and gets hammered, and Dorothy has him over, and it's like,
so maybe that's the crash out that you were,
I mean,
you're thinking of too. But I can't remember if that was. Yeah, I guess that was after. I watched this movie back and forth in bits and pieces to catch up on stuff.
Yeah, well, they have that plane ride back, and Tidwell and Jerry, and they're just drinking, and like, Jerry's just
okay.
Yeah, he's just a lost cause, and he gets back, and like, Dorothy ends up inviting him over, and he comes in just hammered, just stumbling around. Laurel, I think her sister's name, is just like so out on it, like
Jumanji. I know she's in other stuff.
I was gonna say she looked a lot more familiar than
she was like the grown up girl from Jumanji. I think she was in it. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, him walking into that house, Laurel was like, and I think that Laurel's character did a pretty good job of like, she knew what type of kind of world Dorothy was getting into with Jerry, but she never really, like, until the end, or until later on, like, well later on towards the back end, did she really say something to Jerry like that. But she knew what Dorothy was stepping into and still kind of let it happen. I mean, again, it's like, you're grown, you're adults, so you're not going to tell your sister at that age, like, you're not going to be, I think she was 26. I remember that from the movie, like, 26-year-old mom. And I think they argued about, like, most 26-year-olds are out, clubbing, partying, whatever. And it's like, I'm here, with my son, like, let me have this one, essentially. And like, Jerry comes over absolutely shit canned. And you find out,
go home with a gardening tool. That's what the quote was. I was like, I knew it was gardening. He's like, this guy would go home with a gardening tool if it showed interest.
And that's when she finds out too that he cut it off with Avery, which the part at the draft when he breaks up with Avery and she just beats his ass. That was pretty funny. I didn't see that coming. Just sucker punches him.
Yeah. She hit him 3-4 fucking times. Nuts, face, all of it.
Caught him with a knee right to the gut. Yeah. I mean, beat the shit out of him. And he's got that cut on his eye. But like, it's funny when he says that they're broken up, and like, obviously he's hammered. It's a bad time. But you can just see Dorothy kind of just fired up, like pumped that he's single now. Yeah. Yeah. trying to
Just so
like
happy.
feel for him, but also just absolutely.
But also like, God damn it, my sister was right.
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't talked enough about Ray in this movie. The kid.
No. Yeah,
Dude.
there's so many scenes that are just so fucking funny. Like
Ray was unbelievable, and this kid was all over back as a younger guy. I don't know what he did as he got older, but like Stuart Little, we talked about already.
nothing. I think he's produced maybe some indie films or something like that. But yeah, Stuart Little. Like Mike. Did you know that one?
No.
Yeah, he was like Mike or he wasn't like Mike. He was like, I think he was like his little like best friend or whatever in Like Mike. Let's see here.
He was lights out in this one.
Yeah, he was so good. Yeah.
Coming out like when I think Dorothy's going to get some food and drink or beer or something, and Ray comes running out, and they're just having this conversation about
His therapy or his therapist.
Yeah, God knows what. Just having this conversation, and he's like, "I won't tell your mom." And then like later on in the conversation, Jerry says, "Fuck," and he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "I won't tell."
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and then he's the one saying, "I won't tell on you." You know,
Yeah.
like you're talking to drunk adults or just like toddlers. I mean, this guy's hammered, so it's like they're having this life conversation to I don't know, 5, 6, 7-year-old, 4-year-old, however old this kid is, 7,
Yeah.
6.
Was that before or after they took him to the airport for the draft? Was that after? Yeah, that was after. So
After, yeah.
before, he's like get rattling off. They're doing all this trivia. Like he's saying like the human head weighs 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Bees and dogs can sense fear or smell fear. And he's like rattling off football facts. He's like, I think that's where they first like really kicked it off. And then that little therapy session.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I think that's when he found out, that her husband passed away, basically. And that kid likes going to the zoos and shit like that. But yeah, hold on. My mom's about to come. Like he already knew it.
Yeah.
I gotta go now.
I gotta go to bed. Yeah, dude, he was lights out. Like that was very well done. The speech that Jerry does with the fire tool, just swinging that thing everywhere. Just like, dude, how does he not break something, man? And like, could you imagine if like you're in that situation? It's like Matt, right? Or like, obviously for guys, it's probably a little bit different. It's like Laurel coming out and seeing this fucking guy who's hammered, waving this pointy, firewood tool, the poker around.
Yeah, fire poker. Yep.
Yeah, it's like you're kicking that motherfucker out of the house. Like, dude, get out of here, man.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're about to break something.
Well, or you're like thinking he's gonna hit your sister with it. It's like you don't know what this guy's a loose cannon.
Yeah. Yeah. And she finally takes it away from him once he kind of gets closer. But yeah, that every time they had those sunglasses on, they both had the same, like similar, like real thin black sunglasses. Something every time they had them on, it was something like they were sad or they were drunk as a skunk. Just every time they had those sunglasses on, they were something was up with either one of them.
It's just a horrible pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, that's what I got in my notes too. I was like, man, those were a short stay, and thank God.
Yeah, and he was like covering up the cut on his eye from getting the shit kicked by Avery. But yeah, it was never like when the shades were on, it was always bad. Nothing was good. They were hiding, crying. But yeah, they were basically the same fucking pair of shades, and those are bad sunglasses. That the styles that you'll see that like you notice have just definitely had to have come and went fast. That's one of them because those are bad. But they argue over the mission statement memo the whole time. And then she starts putting on the aloe to the cut, and
which I was mind boggled by. I was like, I know aloe for sunburn, never heard of it for a cut.
No, that was new to me too.
Yeah,
but the kiss into the just immediate boob grab, like Jerry's just saying, "What are we doing, Jerry?" what are we doing?
Immediately apologized for it.
Yeah, just the
So
most.
you're gonna regret it tomorrow.
Yeah, what he say when he's walking out? He's like, that moment,
But you know you're gonna regret it tomorrow, or something like that. Is just
yeah,
like,
it's like you're
yeah,
hammered. And
you
you're
can
like,
regret it right now.
you're starting to feel it come in that tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, you already apologized right away. Like it was the weirdest, just an awkward scene. Just diving in for the tits is just something special there from Jerry. Bold move, Cotton. That's
you're
what
only employee. Just going for the
literally.
tits. Yeah.
The only employee you got, just some serious. Now, granted, I don't know if they ever had like a legitimate company at that point, but
No,
I don't know what their name was, but
I
yeah,
don't
that's
think they had one. Yeah. Jerry
she's
Maguire
probably
Enterprises.
she's probably the HR team. So
Yeah.
what you gonna do? Fire him? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. Rod Tidwell to the top. I had that written down. They really just keep stacking all their chips on Rod Tidwell. And they're talking. He gets to Phoenix and he's talking to the coach about getting him a contract, trying to bully him into a favor. And he's like, "Meet me at the Crocodile at 8." Just doesn't show up. Just completely. Meet me at the Crocodile at 8. He's not there. And then you get that bathroom breakdown, locker room breakdown with him and Rod, where it's like, dude,
Fine.
you're not going to get a fucking contract. He's just freaking out like they're all going to be good. It's all going to be good. It's like, dude, we're not going to be good. Like you are a nutcase sociopath, and they just have it out. And then Rod he's like, now that's the now we're talking.
Yeah, he's like, you think we're fighting? I
Yeah.
think we're finally talking, and he's
just
buck ass naked.
Yeah, the whole time he's just ass naked.
Yeah, and like when he was like, I'm not playing a single preseason game without a contract, he goes,
Yeah,
he's losing his fucking mind. Help me, help you. And then of course when he says that, then like Rod Tidwell just starts fucking going, help me. Like he just, dude, the back and forth between these guys honestly makes the movie. That's really like the main reason I liked it, I guess, was because of those two's relationships.
Yeah.
It's just like this fucking dude just takes him on a roller coaster, and Jerry is literally one step away from just literally wanting to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Like he's losing his fucking shit, and he's got to deal with this fucking loose cannon of Roger Tidwell. But yeah, like was the press conference in the locker room before this? It might be, but
I think
how they like that's two different. There was two scenes where we got buck ass naked dudes just sitting there, and it was that one, and then there's the other one where the reporter was interviewing a guy and he's butt naked. I'm like, not happening. But then she drops something.
Her mic.
She drops her fucking mic and is immediately face to face with his fucking crotch. It was just like, God.
Could you imagine that being like how things happen? Actually,
I'm curious if it was, because I wouldn't be surprised, but I hope it wasn't.
Well, and it's like, I feel like that at that point, I don't think if that was actually the case where they get in there after a game and they're just showering and ass naked, that's more on the media companies, I think, and the teams rather the players. Like, who fuck cares?
Yeah,
like,
you want to talk to me? This is your best opportunity, and I'm not putting towel on.
Yeah, like you think now it's like there's regulations where it's like you can't enter the locker room until X amount of time where all the guys are ready to go, and there's like a media window. But yeah, back then it's like they're just in the locker room post game, like these guys are just butt naked. Like,
send our female reporter in there. Great idea.
Like that's got to be one of the most like I don't know what the word is, but bad like companies just forcing their employees like, no, you're going to get in there, and it's like chicks have to go in there, and it's like these dudes are just literally buck naked.
Yeah,
yeah. No, that happened later because because the next scene was kind of like opening up with the contract getting faxed over, and they're just kind of waiting on the number, and they're all together.
Fax machines.
Just a fucking slap in the face contract. At one point, I don't know what it was, like 1.2 or 1.3 million for like 3 years or something, like $500,000-$600,000 a year. and they're looking for $10 million for 4 years. So it's not even. I mean, we're not even the same stratosphere in terms of this negotiation right now. And that's, they have a huge breakdown there too. Marcy's freaking out, and I think
Mhm.
Marcy and Rod's relationship rubbed off on Jerry pretty heavily, and I think that was kind of what made Dorothy and Jerry's relationship kind of
Yeah,
fall apart.
they were two couples
Yeah.
meant to be friends with each other.
Well, for Jerry, it was like it didn't mean anything until later, and for Dorothy, it was like deteriorating her thoughts of Jerry because it's like you're watching this really good relationship where like they're battling through like having no money, they're in debt, like, and she doesn't work, and they got kids, and they're just always fighting together, and like Jerry and Dorothy just don't really have that yet. And like in this scene, I did respect Rod for kind of like, he kind of tried to calm Marcy down there, like, no, like, lay off him, like, we're going to figure this out. Because typically he's motherfucking Jerry too, and he did kind of tone it in there. But, it was what it was. And I think after that point is when Jerry asked Dorothy finally to grab dinner. And that's when the relationship really started to kind of kick off, I think. Like, to the point where they're going to be together and kind of be okay with it as a working relationship, like as business partners.
Yeah, when Marcy was losing her mind, that's when Dorothy just stood up,
snapped,
and then she's like, she apologized, and Marcy goes, "No, pretty good,
pretty good.
That's pretty fucking good.
He's working for you for free, like
yeah." That's out of all of Marcy's lines, that was up there. I think that was one of my favorite ones where she just was like, "No, that was fucking good.
Yeah,
own that shit."
Yeah, and I think that's what kind of got him to go to dinner. He brings presents for Ray, the Cardinals jerseys and shit, and like Dorothy is just like every single scene is just falling for this guy. Like first guy that Ray like he kissed on the cheek, like Ray is like in love with Jerry. So Jerry's got this girl wrapped around his finger. I did think that, she came out super dressed up, obviously, and Laurel's certainly worried, but the Mexican restaurant they went to at the mariachi band playing was just like, that was not where I thought they were going whatsoever.
No, yeah, I think she called to see what Ray was doing or something like that, and they started playing like a sad, like he sent him away the first time, and then within like 5 minutes, she's got to go make a phone call, and they come back thinking he's all alone and start playing some sad music.
Yeah, and like looks back in there, it's like very odd spot for those two to grab dinner. I thought that was
but at the same time, that might have been what he was thinking. I mean, he wasn't like dressed up by any stretch.
No. Yeah,
let's just get some
Mexican
food.
I think she was the one that picked the spot. I thought she was talking about like.
Oh, was she?
I don't know, but I think she was the one that was like, I got a spot for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think she's the one, and again, that's like. She probably hadn't been on like a date like that in quite some time since like going to a good spot, But I think she was the one that picked it. But like, yeah, he was dressed for that occasion. She was probably a little overdressed, but she was also the one kind of trying to impress him because she wanted the relationship more as a relationship, and Jerry just kind of he felt like he was just trying to get some, and I think at the same time Jerry also like at the point in his life where he was at. Just needed something to be able to attach to. And I think that goes back to Laurel's point of like, he'd sleep with a gardening tool.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just needed something to attach to. So when they got back home and had that awkward moment of like, gonna kiss, gonna not, and then she grabs him to kiss him, I was like, uh-oh, like she's getting him more involved in this. And like, she's getting more involved, in a way that's going to hurt her, where he's just like, yeah, I'm in, like,
yeah,
I'll get some,
What an awkward fucking scene on the porch, though. I think that took a little bit too long, in my opinion. Where he's like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, just like, yeah, I don't, and like, just the whole scene was like a little bit too long. Like, it could have just been like, make out on the porch.
Yeah, and
bingo, let's go. It was kind of like almost high schoolish in a way.
Well, and you get the shots of like her face where it almost feels like she's like not wanting it. Like it
Mhm.
feels like it's like she's getting coerced into like
Yeah.
it felt like she was like uncomfortable and like she wasn't, but like that's the vibe it gave you. And then talking about going home and not, and then she goes inside, and then fucking Chad comes out. That
Yep.
guy was
This is my notes. Babysitter saves that scene because
dude. That guy,
lay
he was
this
an interesting cat. But the he's like, I got to give you something, and he's like, no, I'm good. Like pulls out like
a
Miles
mixtape.
Davis,
Yeah.
Miles Davis mixtape, jazz, the best thing that the only American form of music. Miles Davis.
Yeah.
Play this while you're
Another good quote that he had was at the beginning. He's like, I can. What was it? She called him a nanny, and he said, oh, man, now I'm drawing a blank. I had it in my head. It was like a child.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking.
Kid something. God damn it.
Like a child care technician or something.
Child technician, I think, is exactly what it was. Yeah, or kid technician. Yeah.
Just a weird dude.
Yeah.
But it's like at that point, after that conversation, it's like you would have rather him just giving him a condom because he's like gives this speech about jazz music and he's like, put this on while you guys are doing it. It's
Cocktail
like,
music. Yeah.
are you weirdo? Like what the fuck? I had a note here of like sleeping in the locker room, never good. Like sleeping in house, they work together.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships inside the building, never a good idea. So I mean, it sets it up for that. It's like you set up for the fact that we're sleeping in house here, literally in her house, but also inside the company, the 2-person company. That's never going to be good. And then she just falls on the sword in the morning of talking about how she loves him and all this shit, and he's just standing there, and then our boy Ray comes out, hey Jerry, and she's like,
oh shit,
heart drops through her ass.
Did you notice I'm pretty sure it was a pink Power Ranger mask on the floor. He stepped on the musical toy or whatever, but there was some sort of like pink mask, and I wrote down, I'm pretty sure that was like a Power Ranger mask.
I wouldn't be
thinking
surprised.
that you and Matt would have noticed that, so that's why I wrote that down. I'm pretty sure it was a pink Power Ranger mask.
I have 2 Red Ranger helmets from different Power Ranger series in my parents' garage still. It's in my dad's like toolbox. So I would have those. I probably did. And this is definitely the era of Power Rangers. Like the original Power Rangers is around this time too. So that would definitely make sense. But yeah, she just completely falls on the sword there in terms of like saying all this shit, thinking he's still sleeping.
I love him.
Standing right there. They've known each other for God knows how long, and she's in love.
And he's just like, that's just like instantly, especially with him, because he wants to go home with a garden tool. Just like, that's just instantly like, oh God. I gotta go. No.
Yeah, and I can't remember what he says. Like she calls him like a bottom feeder or something, and he comes into the room, and Dorothy's frozen, and Laurel's trying to save her, like, oh, you want some breakfast? And he's like, bottom feeders eat cereal, or like,
as bottom feeders eat cereal, and then Ray comes in and goes, how about some Apple Jacks?
Yeah, Apple Jacks sound good.
Apple Jacks it is.
Him and Ray had an awesome. Ray's lines were fucking through the roof. Now I don't know if we missed something here where this comes in, but the offer come back again at 1.7 for 3 years, and I know that scene that we talked about, the contract getting faxed, already happened.
Mm-hmm.
But what I had a quote on, I think it was Marcy who said it. We actually did jump the gun here because the contract hadn't gotten faxed yet because I have the notes here.
Okay.
So we can breeze through this, but I'm glad we got to this point because I would have not remembered this quote when we talked about it because I didn't say it. But it's like contract comes through 1.7 for 3 years. And they're like, well, what do we even say to that? And Marcy's like, I don't know. Please remove your dick from my ass. just getting ramrodded by this contract.
Yeah.
They're like, we didn't touch on that. That quote was all time. And then
I forgot about that one.
That's when I had the Dorothy stepping up. But then you get to Rod Tidwell's fucking Camel commercial, and he pulls him from it. It's like they need that money, but he's like, no, I'm not. We're not doing this. Like that was a good guy Jerry move to get his client out of there because you could tell Rod was not getting on the goddamn Camel. Camel's making all these noises and shit, and Jerry pulling him out of that commercial I thought was good, and Rod acknowledging the fact that Jerry needed that money. But that was a good guy move. And then the ball drops, right? That's when Dorothy, is out. They don't have the contract. Contract offer was asked. Commission's not going to be good. They didn't get the money they wanted, and that's when she takes the
Before
job.
you proceed, the quote that I was like, I had to look it up because after that camel scene was when Tidwell said, "Now, do you love her, or do you whatever, or are you shoplifting the pootie?"
Yeah, the heart to heart.
Basically, like, are you just in it because like the kid, like did you basically have a relationship like with the kid, and then like you just immediately like were able to have sex with her because like you're having a good relationship with a kid? Is basically what that term means. I was like, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah. Well, but also, it's like even with him saying some goofy shit like that was like the first time he felt like he was being like human to human with him, because he was even like, "You're in it." Rod was like, "You're in it for the wrong reasons. Like that's not a good relationship. Like you don't love her, you know." So that's the first time you get a real feel for Rod, and then that's when I had her taking the job in San Diego, and she was leaving him. And Laurel is just like begging her to get in the truck, like go out there, say your goodbyes, get in the truck. And Ray hits him with the go ahead and go. I was like, oh, that one had to hurt.
Yeah,
that one stings.
Just go. Yeah,
that one stings. And Laurel's pushing. She finally walks away, and then Jerry asks, like, well, what if we were married? And then she turns around, and Laurel's in there, like, oh, like God damn it, Dorothy. And then what a crock of shit wedding they had there.
Oh man.
No ring. I mean, Ray just keeps pushing the ring there thing up like after every word, like, not yet, Ray. Pulls it back down. He's just the funniest thing about Ray, outside of the scene where he said, go ahead and go, like the kid was just always smiling.
Every time. Yeah. Always cheesing. Yep.
Yeah. But like his just rings going up. Tidwell's the fucking lead singer of the band. You had the mariachi band from the Mexican restaurant playing music at the wedding. Good for them for putting it all together, but it was just, I mean, that was just a horrible play by them. And I think you see the other human element when they're all in the living room watching the wedding video, and Jerry's just like rubbing his head like distressed, and Tidwell's over there just like shitting on the marriage, kind of like, dude, he knew again, like when they had the shoplifting the booty conversation. Like,
yeah, it's like, what'd you say? He's like, well, or he, like, I don't remember what exactly happened, but he's like, well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Propose and get married. That's one way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just horrible. And it felt like, going into football, did you get the feeling that he was going to get hurt based on how much they were talking about? Like he's got to, like, cause they said you either accept a shitty contract or play out your shitty contract, become a free agent. And it's like, I felt like he was going to get injured.
Yeah. I did just kind of felt like it'd be in the cards, but then at the same time, it's like, it's kind of late in the movie for something bad like that to happen. So I didn't, I wasn't banking on it, but I was like, I hope he doesn't get hurt.
And I guess it kind of did have a feel like all rom-coms for the most part. I know there's outliers out there, but there's some sort of like good conclusion that'll come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he could have gotten hurt, and then all of a sudden, like the way Jerry treated, I guess maybe like it could have happened, and then Cushman's like, oh, you know what? You're a good guy.
Yeah, like just gets a break somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he did. I thought concussions were going to be coming back into play because it felt like Rod was just getting lit up, and I thought
left and right,
and he just keeps getting thrown across the middle, and he's talking about a shitty quarterback.
Yeah,
and he's just getting rocked, and like I felt like that's when I made the prediction of the beginning of the movie when the concussions became what kind of tipped him over to being a good agent. I thought that it was going to come full circle where Jerry was going to have to like try to pull the plug on Tidwell's career. That's the direction I thought at this point it was going to go, because I thought that the way that it all started was going to come back around, which
right
technically wasn't wrong, but technically was. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Gary's on the road all the time. His marriage is just completely crumbling. The whatever the marriage was, they got married.
Off, dude. Just immediately, it was
Yeah,
on the rails,
yeah.
on the ropes.
He was never there. I mean, he was never there, and it's like that dinner they had with Marcy and Tidwell when they're like kissing and shit, and they're just both sitting there, and he like gives that lean over kind of token kiss.
I will say, I'm not like if I was on their side and they're just like making out, like being all weird, I'd be like, dude, somewhere else, please.
I agree. I'm not. Yeah, that shit's no. But like, it was an over the top way to show you what the difference in the marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Like what they had,
right?
What they had was real, and what Jerry and Dorothy had was just bullshit. And Dorothy kept seeing that and was like, that's what I thought I was getting myself into, and my sister was right. Like this guy's, it was an easy bucket, like.
And then bang, here comes the baby.
Yeah, but like, I think that's when Dorothy kind of gets to the point because he's traveling all the time, just breaks it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And was like, gives him the divorce papers. Or I don't even know if they were divorce papers, but it felt like they were.
Yeah, she's like, this next road trip is just a long break, basically.
Yeah.
Didn't break it off. Again, these two are just fucking loose cannon of a couple.
Hanging on by a thread, but they got the papers drafted. But yeah, like a long break. And I think Jerry, because I think the next scene is when Jerry and Tidwell have it out, kind of walking out of the stadium. And he's like, I'll fucking tell you why you're not going to get another contract. And he just goes in, just lays into him again, back freaking out. And like, I think Jerry was kind of starting to get it. I think Tidwell, I think at that point, both guys were starting to get from both perspectives about what they were trying to tell each other.
What each other wanted, yeah.
Like the human aspect of Rod's character of like, dude, your marriage is trash. Like you went into this for the wrong reasons. You're not treating your wife well. And then Jerry's side of like, dude, do you understand like how much shit I eat for you? Like why you're not getting a contract. Like it's not, me, it's you. Like I do all this shit for you. And that's where it felt like it kind of clicked from the human, like the personal life from Tidwell going to Jerry, and then Jerry's the professional aspect of like, we're not getting this money because you play with your, you don't play with your heart, you play with your
mind. Yep.
Yeah. Like he's a me guy. So it felt like that was kind of the point where everything was coming full circle.
Yeah, and he come screaming onto the bus. No heart.
Yeah.
It's like, there it is. Yeah. Click. Here comes Tidwell.
Yeah. And then Monday Night Football. We got a playoff race going. Dallas is already clinched. We got Troy Aikman out there. And we got Tidwell, who just has an absolute game.
Oh yeah.
And just
he would get first downs. He was getting lit up still. First down, they're like, ooh.
And I knew something was coming there, and I didn't expect it to go the way that it did. But Jerry's in the stands, marriage is on the ropes. Tidwell's playing with his heart now. He's laying out for balls, making plays, jumping over people, getting rocked. And then he just gets knocked out in the end zone, and Jerry runs down to the field. Marcy's freaking out. Marcy's like motherfucking his brother in the living room is also.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, because he's just saying all the wrong things, and within a split second going, whoa, what did I say? Another fun quote was when his kid goes, "That's my mofo."
Yeah.
And Marcy goes, "Hold on a second. What did you just say?" Absolutely not.
Come on over here, Tyson.
Yeah.
The brother TP, I think it was.
TP.
He kept saying, "What did I say?" It's like that got a little old for me. I feel like he said it after everything he said.
It's literally, it was like 3 times in that like one scene. Was just like saying the worst things about, I don't know, like an injury or whatever it was. He just was like, yeah, he's gonna get hurt or something like that. I can't really quote it. Yeah, he's too small. Like, oh, what'd I say?
Yeah.
It's like,
dude,
like, read the room, bro. Maybe move out of the house. Your fucking bedroom's flooded anyways.
How does his bedroom get flooded? I felt like that was upstairs.
Well, in the ants. Basically, a
Yeah,
line down the wall.
yeah, like just like a tape strip
Crazy.
stuck to it. Yeah, I don't know, but the Tidwell waking up from that was an all-time scene.
All time, yeah.
It's the
And then
prime time on Dion. He's doing. I mean, and like this whole
that's
thing.
what that was. Like, what dance is that? And I was like, oh
Yeah,
my God. Now that you said that, I'm like, how did I not think of that? Yeah, it was primetime on Dion.
goes like I don't know, multiple minutes in this.
He does a Lambo leap in there, too. I don't know how he was hanging on up there, but
Yeah,
he was hanging
yeah.
on there by an arm.
And I don't think we got a flag.
No,
I don't
we're
think we
getting a
saw
flag for this, and then nothing came, and he just
no
kept
flag.
going.
That was like I know in the movie it's probably like 30 seconds to a minute, but that in like real life that would have been going on for 10 minutes. Like
Easily. I think he used every corner of the end zone, and
Yeah,
then
oh, yeah.
some.
Yeah, and I think they were at home. They were at home though, because like
Oh yeah, I was at Sun Devil Stadium, which I didn't
Yeah.
realize that they played there.
they don't anymore, obviously. But
No.
The no flag was crazy, but like I think the fans' reaction to him getting up fired him up because it felt like he just always thought everybody was against him. And like
Yeah, and like when he woke up, he's like, "Let me, like, give me
Yeah.
a minute" or something like
Yeah.
that. He just like he knew he just scored a touchdown
let me
somehow.
have it. He's like, let me have it.
let me have this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they let him have it.
Yeah. I've seen that in movies too, where it's like, or I don't know if it was movies or something. But it's like when you get injured, but you're fine. It's like just stay down a little bit longer, just to get the crowd roaring when you get up.
Yeah.
You know, soak it in a little bit. He soaked it in to the furthest extent,
Yeah.
which was all time. And then the climax, right? They're playoff bound. Jerry's looking at the coach. He's just giving him the money sign, like, you fucking pay me.
Well, the coach was like this, and he goes,
Yeah.
It's like, I know.
Yeah. You're gonna pay me. He comes out. The media finally wants to talk to him, and he's just looking for Jerry. They're crying together and all that shit. Marcy calls, gives him the phone, and he sees Tidwell talking to Marcy, and then just leaves his phone and just takes off.
Yeah, says, fuck that phone. I got something to do.
Yeah, takes off scooting back to Dorothy's house, and that's when the speech comes in. The Divorced Wives Club was also just crazy. Like, what a crazy
Dude, I would, yeah.
what a crazy thing to have. I mean, whatever, but yeah, wild. To host it too. Yeah, I know.
Sure, it still happens to this day.
Absolutely. I don't know. It might not be the best place to find another guy, but
No.
but, it is what it is. But his speech in that scene, I felt like it just kind of dropped the ball. The speech is kind of subpar.
But it was a callback, which took me a second to figure it out, to the elevator scene. The "You Complete Me."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the only thing. I thought it sucked too, but that was the only thing that kind of gave it a little bit of something.
Yeah.
It was a callback to that elevator scene where the guy said, well, supposedly said, "You complete me."
Yeah, because he talks about it's like the biggest moment and all this stuff, and it wasn't complete without my wife.
Yep.
So yeah, that makes sense. I did miss on that. Tidwell gets 4 years, $11.2 million, bigger contract they expected, massive payday for Jerry and Dorothy.
Mm-hmm.
They're back together. Troy Aikman's in the room wanting Jerry to, like, you can just kind of see the aftermath that's going to come for Jerry of being, because I think in that scene when they're hugging after the game, it's like Troy's like, why don't we to Bob? He's like, why don't we have that kind of relationship? And Bob's just all awkward, Bob Sugar.
Yeah. Yep.
So then I think that was big for Jerry. I mean, like, it showcases the career trajectory that they're going to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy's there. He calls him the ambassador of Quan. The Quan is something we haven't mentioned. It's like, I want to get the Quan. I want the Quan. And he's like, he always said that's my word. And and then he ends the movie by calling him the ambassador of Quan.
Yeah.
And you gotta love it. Dorothy, Ray, and Jerry finished the movie coming back from the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
We got him to the zoo.
You got it.
What?
I was going to say, kids got a cannon.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought you were gonna go there. I was gonna let you finish, but I was like, that kid's got a fucking cannon cotton.
got a hose, and then they start talking about him getting if he wants to get in Major League
Yeah.
Baseball. Like I know a guy who's pretty good at his job. Yeah, I guess overall, I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was
Mhm.
good. I thought I agree with you. I think without the relationship of Tidwell and Jerry, it kind of falls short. A lot of the other
Mhm. Like
characters, I mean,
the
Dorothy, I thought
romantic part was kind of meh to me.
it was always very awkward.
Hmm.
The drunk scene of the boob grab was funny, but like the most of the romantic parts were weird. I mean, like it's a happy ending. Like even the speech was subpar, and then she's like, "He had me at hello." Like a lot of cliche shit.
Hmm.
Just very awkward. Not great. A cool feel good story, which you kind of expected to happen. But yeah, Tidwell's character was top tier.
Hmm.
Um, but enjoyable. I mean, and I think after watching it and like seeing it's classified as a rom com, I get it. But like, if you tell me this movie doesn't fall inside of a football category, what are you
I
smoking?
was a little worried for a second. I was like, oh shit. And then it
Yeah,
went heavy football like the whole rest of the way. So,
yeah. Football was the main. I mean, because again, his only client being an NFL guy, but
Mhm.
yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I mean, I love Tom Cruise. I love Jerry O'Connell for reasons that have not as much to do with all of his acting, but um, always excited to see Jerry O'Connell. Ray was great. I mean, like overall, there's a lot of different characters that were great. The main storyline of the romantic part of the relationship definitely not top tier.
Mhm.
Kind of weird how it even got going. Like how
Yeah.
the backstory of how they got together is just odd. And then all their scenes together felt weird. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was a good movie. I don't think it's going to rank by any means. And what we didn't do when we get the boys all back here, finally, we'll have to rank the space movies because we definitely didn't do that. But
Nope.
uh, I just thought of this of like, I don't know if this one's going to be number one of the four, but I'm glad we put it on the wheel because I hadn't seen it and it was
Hmm.
enjoyable.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
and it was different.
Well, another thing that I got a couple things actually, a couple more fun facts, but Dickie Fox, the dude that would randomly throw his fucking 2 cents in there, like a little flashback or whatever
Yeah,
to his mentor. I didn't catch the first one. So when you can imagine when he popped on a second, a third, a fourth, or fifth time, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
yeah, he came back.
And then I had to circle back and I was like, okay. So it was like during when he was writing that memo, um, that's when he kind of came into the fold, which he was in there a fuck ton. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Because I think I looked away for a split second and didn't catch that.
Yeah, I didn't understand the Dickie Fox stuff. It
No.
was like a commercial during his memo or something.
Well, it wasn't a commercial. It was his mentor. Like he was
Uh,
writing his mentor, or when he was writing his memo, he's like, my mentor used to say this, and then Dickie Fox came in, and then they sprinkled him in after like my favorite part is, or my favorite time is the morning, something whatever that quote was after he had slept with her. That was
yeah,
another time the quote came, and then there was one at the end, and a couple others, and I was just like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And I looked it up, and they said it was his mentor. I was like, "When did they ever mention that it was his mentor?" And then I was like, I literally blinked, and I missed it at the beginning.
yeah, yeah. That confused me too. I'm gled you brought that up because
And
I didn't bring him up in the whole conversation we just had because I was like I didn't get it.
yeah, I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Dickie
I had to do
Fox.
some digging, and the kid was rocking a Green Bay Packers shirt at
Yeah, I
some
did see
point. I
that.
don't remember when it was, but he was rocking the Green Bay Packers shirt at some point.
I did see that.
Um, Tom Hanks was actually um, supposed to be in this role,
And Tom
supposedly.
and Tom
But
Cruise.
yeah, and I think it just took too long to get it going, and then he ended up going somewhere else. And I think Woody Harrelson also auditioned. I don't know if he was ahead of Tom Cruise or like at the same time,
Yeah,
but that was like an alternative universe for that. Same with Dorothy. Could have been like, I'm gonna rattle off some that I don't really know, but Patricia Arquette, Kate Beckinsale, Bridget Fonda, Winona Ryder, Cameron Diaz, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Jennifer Lopez all
hmm.
auditioned for that role too.
Interesting. It is cool to see who was supposed to be in it. Now, completely unrelated, but our boy Ray one of the movies we didn't mention that he was in that I feel like we either browsed over or it should be mentioned was The Little Vampire.
Oh my god,
Awesome, The
I
Little Vampire.
forgot about that fucking movie. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Ray had a killer kid career. I don't think he did much after that, but
no, I don't think so. I think I saw that he was like kind of a producer of some stuff, but nothing. Yeah, Jonathan Lipnicki.
yeah. And Renee Zellweger is like pretty fucking popular throughout her career. Who Dorothy was. I mean, I don't know all these movies. She's in some Bridget Jones series and stuff. She's in the B movie. She's voicing that, but she's been making movies forever. And that's a name that rings a bell. I mean, I'm looking at things that she's made as late as 2017, 2018, 2021. I mean, she's been in the game for a while. I mean, Tom Cruise obviously too, and all of them are. But like,
Yeah,
she's
Bridget
not
Jones.
necessarily
Yep.
somebody bad. Wouldn't have recognized. No. I don't know many of her movies that well anyway, but I know her name.
Cinderella Man. There's another one.
Yeah. But
I also saw Janet
good.
Jackson. Janet Jackson was supposed to be Marcy, or was like she auditioned for Marcy, and I think they even like gave a little ode to Janet Jackson with the songs that fucking Tidwell was bumping in his house or some shit. So
yeah. All in all, good. I mean, I'm excited to see where we go next because we got some. Wouldn't hate one that involves just straight football the whole time, just get the blood pumping a little bit. But good movie. I wonder. I think Geese watched it. I'm interested to see what these guys think on this one too because it would be, I think, new for all of us and definitely a different style of football. But well, as always, without further ado, getting to the old wheel spin to find out what's going to be coming up next. I know I think we've talked about the old gambling on the wheels kind of falling through, which I don't really give a shit about. Geese would have taken all our money.
lucky ass.
But I am curious to see what we get next. So I don't even remember what's all on the wheel. I know we got some good ones, but excited to see what'll be on the docket for next week. Oh boy, what do I want to roll with?
I think we have Varsity Blues on here, don't we? Yeah, I don't think I've seen Varsity Blues. If I have, it was very little of it. Kind of want to see that.
Is it? I don't. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's top to top, right? Yeah.
There's actually more on here There's more that I haven't seen on here than I would have thought. I've seen a lot of them, but there's definitely some on here that I have not seen.
I haven't seen Radio in a while. I know we already saw Cuba Gooding, but I would love to watch some Radio.
The way the wheel works, we've been getting a lot of repeat actors. So
yeah.
On the pocket. I'm gonna guess. I kind of want something. I'm gonna go with Invincible, just because go Birds.
I'm gonna go with Greater because I don't think that's something either of us have seen.
I don't have a clue what that is. So
I think it's Arkansas, maybe.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Player at Arkansas. Yeah.
I've seen a clip from that, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
I remember putting together this list, and I think that was one that we both haven't seen yet. So here goes nothing.
Yep. Best of luck. Hopefully something. Don't think it can go wrong here, but
no.
One I've seen wouldn't be bad, but one I haven't seen.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. Regardless, give me Marshall. Give me come on.
I was one off. We are Marshall. We are Marshall. Another team in green. I haven't seen this in a long time, but this is a tough one.
I forgot to remove the fucking music from the
womp.
Wheel. Did you hear it?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah. I heard it.
I didn't get it, but Rudy, or not Rudy. Yeah, it is. No, it was We Are
Marshall. Yep.
We Are Marshall. Matthew McConaughey enters the chat for the first time, I think, in our podcast history here. Mm-hmm. Incredible movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. That's got to be streaming somewhere, right? There's no way. That feels like one that's got to be live somewhere. And if it's not, that's a crock of shit. AMC Plus subscription? I definitely don't have that. I feel like I should. And Sling TV. So it looks like we'll be renting this one or finding it elsewhere.
Your boy fucking jinxed it.
Yeah, 2 for 2
I
on
said,
streaming.
yeah, we got all the football movies on Netflix now.
Yeah,
Fucking none of them are yet.
the 2 that we've landed on just happen to not be streamable basically anywhere without paying money. What a fucking movie this is.
Anthony Mackie. I didn't realize that.
I didn't either. Kate Mara. Could be
Yeah.
Mara. Don't know. God, We Are Marshall. This is 2006.
I didn't realize it was that old. Yeah. Time
No,
flies.
I know. McConaughey's still getting it done, though. And he's always at the Horns game. So next week, We Are Marshall. That is going to be a wrap for episode 1 of the football series of Jerry Maguire, little Tom Cruise, little Renee Zellweger, and a little bit of Jerry O'Connell on our favorite Pardon My Take podcast by the boys over at Barstool. But Critter, a little pick and roll game. Not a bad show. It's honestly, after doing one with Geese, it's kind of easier. Not, I wouldn't say easier, but it's like more of a just conversation than having to kind of bounce around and wait for guys to talk. So fun to do, more enjoyable with all the boys, but still being able to get the job done. The train ticket's been punching. It does not stop for anybody. So Friday nights we record. Friday mornings they come out the following week. So Jerry Maguire is in the books. We got We Are Marshall next, guys. Talked about watching Screen Unseen. Got another one coming up on the 15th. The Conjuring Last Rites now in theaters. Plan on getting that one in the hopper for myself here soon to be able to give you guys a little bit of a preview there. The first one was one of the scariest movies I've ever seen in my life. So interested to see. It sounds like it's going to be one that would be a skin crawler, jump scare. Just an incredible movie. So hope to be able to bring you guys that. But guys, go see the movies. Watching these and talking with you guys is fun. But we try to give you guys previews of movies to go out and see. We don't want to spoil them for you. Happy to do a couple special shows here and there. I know we've talked about maybe doing an F1 episode on a newer movie or getting some of those newer movies involved that have been out for a while now. But when you get out there, guys, and you got your AMC membership, A-list, Premiere, like myself, like Geese, like you might want to go get if you're a moviegoer. There's other ones out there, or you guys watch Jerry Maguire, or you pop on We Are Marshall this upcoming weekend after you listen to this, be able to listen along and give us your feedback on it. Pop your popcorn, pay the money, get your rewards points for it at the counter, and don't forget your extra butter, guys. Every episode, you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music. Follow us on Instagram, guys. Trying to get our graphic gal to do something a little bit extra for us here soon, working behind the scenes on that. Get you guys pumped up. We got some great clips that came out. I'm sure the Texas Notre Dame thing fired you guys up, so make sure to drop us a follow there. And also on X, the Everything app. Everything happens on X. We will catch you on the next one. It's always extra butter.
Extra, extra butter on the corn for me. Extra, extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.